Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to another episode of Quran in English. My name is Ahmed, and I'm happy to take you through the second and final section of Surah Al-Sajda. As you'll notice, we'll start going through these chapters a lot faster because there are fewer verses. There's like only 30 chapters, 30 verses in Surah Al-Sajda, which is the chapter of the prostration. But before we get into it, let me explain what I'm trying to do here. I am learning about the Quran. I'm practicing reading the Quran. I'm learning about it, and I'm sharing my thoughts with you because I find that's the best way for me to learn is to try and explain it. So this is my education journey that I'm sharing with you. If you benefit from it, great. If not, okay. Alright, that's all I want to say. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. And off we go. قل يتوفاكم ملك الموت الذي وكل بكم ثم إلى ربكم ترجعون. Kicking things off with a spicy one, which if you look at it, you're like, it's not spicy. What are you talking about? It says, say, again, they've added the word prophet. It doesn't mention the word prophet, but it is understood. Say, the angel of death will take your soul. The angel of death, the one who is put in charge of you. Your soul will be taken by the angel of death who is put in charge of you. And then to your Lord you will be returned. Okay. Was the spicy. So, I believe the Muslim community believes, which as you know, I don't necessarily always subscribe to what they believe, that the angel of death's name is Azrael. And the reason why I say that is because buried in one of the previous episodes is a story time about me having an experience where I felt like, let's just say I interacted with Azrael, and I'll keep it at that. Other theories include having multiple angels, but here it says singular angel, Malakul Maut. One angel of death. There were other theories that multiple angels kind of take bodies and take souls, whereas this one is talking about it as if it's one. And then it says that has been put in charge of you, which is like, huh? Why is the angel of death put in charge of us? This is following the previous verse. The previous verse, if we are dying, then we will be raised into new creation. In fact, their denial of the meeting of the Lord. And then you should say, your soul will be taken by the angel of death, who's in charge of you. And then to the Lord you will be returned. So it's got to be after the moment of death. And it's maybe in between the two lives. Because the Quran does say multiple times that there is going to be a rebirth of the earth at the end of times. The earth will be replaced with another earth. I don't know if that means that's paradise. I don't know. There's a few questions that I have. But either way, I feel like this is after the first death, aka the life we are living right now, assuming that you can't hear this video in the afterlife. I don't know what you can't do in the afterlife. That's pretty funny. Yeah. ولو ترى إذا المجرمون ناكسوا رؤوسهم عند ربهم ربنا أبصرنا وسمعنا فارجعنا نعمل صالحا إنا موقنون. And if only you could see that when the criminals will hang their heads, which is a very hang their heads sounds so heavy, but they mean they're like you know what I mean, towards their God, before their God, and they will say, our Lord, we have seen and we have heard, because at Judgment Day they will know that, oh, it's all real. Okay, we see, we get it. So send us back. We will do good deeds. And now we are certain. Now we know for sure that we're going to do good deeds. And that kind of misses the whole point of life. The whole point of life is to find the person who's going to do good without having the certainty. Why? I think it's because it's like the purification of humanity. That Adam and Eve were in heaven and hell, and therefore they had sin within them because they sinned in heaven and hell. Sin existed within Adam and Eve, and therefore through the process of having children and spreading, it's a form of purification of the soul. The fight versus good and evil. The concept that I gave last time was like the good versus the bad. We're all the same soul, as the Quran says. It's all the same soul. And I feel like this whole process of existence is the purification. And in order to purify, you need to know which is good and which is bad. And somehow, by not being certain about God and still choosing God, that is the way to know for sure that this is good or bad. That's how I understand it for now, but I just showed up here to the scene of belief, so I might change my mind down the line. But it feels logical. ولو شئنا لأتينا كل نفس هداها ولكن حق القول مني لأملأن جهنم من الجنة والناس أجمعين. More spice. And if we had desired or willed, then we would have given every soul, which again, that's the same word that it used, that we're all one soul, and then it talks about every soul. Is it all one soul, or are they all different souls? I think the answer is both. But maybe I'm, again, grossly misunderstanding كنفس واحد, which means as one soul. Maybe the translators are right. It is all as if it is one soul, but... Anyway, if we had wanted, we had given every soul its guidance. So God knows how to guide every soul, and God can guide every soul. However, that's not how that works. But, yeah, so the way that it works is you need to ask for guidance in order to receive it, which is kind of strange. We're going to see examples of how God sends us reminders in this world, and we'll get into that in a second. But for now, it says something very interesting and slightly disturbing. But the word of truth, ولكن حق القول, but came true the word from me. Surely I will fill hell with jinn and people altogether. But my word will come to pass. I will surely fill up hell with jinn and humans altogether. I can't remember what part of the Quran he said this. Maybe it's to come yet. Maybe it was the interaction with Iblis. I don't know. But it's like, for me, the first question that comes to mind is, why? Why did God say this? I will surely fill up hell with jinn and humans altogether. I mean, it's also like a sentiment that I can feel as a human. Sometimes have you ever wanted to like be wrathful and be like, how could you be such a terrible person? You need to suffer. So that desire for punishing the guilty exists, at least within me. I don't know if it exists within you. I imagine most people must have imagined, oh, I wish that guilty person would get punished, you know? So it's not that I think that all punishment is bad. It just... I think I had a distorted image of God growing up. The distorted image was that God is supposed to be all love, rainbows, and sunshine, and God is love. I think it comes from the Christian perspective, which missed the point of what God is. Saying God is just love, which I don't think that's what Jesus was saying. I don't know. Let's not get into it too much. It just felt extreme when I was reading it now. My word will come to pass, and I will surely fill up hell with jinn and humans altogether. It just felt like so vengeful, so angry. And there might be like a healthy form of anger that I still struggle with. Maybe because I'm a happy person, and therefore I'm not good at being angry. Well, am I good at it? Anyway, you get the point. فذوقوا بما نسيتم لقاء يومكم هذا إنا نسيناكم وذوقوا عذاب الخلد بما كنتم تعملون. I did kind of go over it at the last verse of Surah Luqman. There was the speech of the Prophet. I explained every part of the speech, every part of the hadith through the Quran, except the last part, which is that the angel, when he blows life into us, after he blows life into us, that was already explained, that we have 4 contracts or 4 commitments. There does seem to be an understanding that we have made some sort of commitment before coming to this world that we are going to do good. Anyway, this says, so taste what because you forgot the meeting of the day of yours. So saying that we forgot it means that we once knew it. That يومكم هذا فذوقوا بما نسيتم لقاء يومكم هذا. So taste what you forgot about the meeting of this day of yours. This day of yours, on this day of yours, we will have forgotten you. So taste the punishment for neglecting this meeting of ours. We too will certainly neglect you. Forgotten is more powerful. Neglect is not as impactful as, oh, you're still here? Ooh. To be forgotten is so much. Yeah. Neglected means that you have to take care of them and you're not. Forgotten is, I have removed you from my awareness, in my opinion. And it says, and taste the torment that is of eternity about what you used to do. Yeah. إنما يؤمن بآياتنا الذين إذا ذكروا بها خروا سجدا وسبحوا بحمد ربهم وهم لا يستكبرون. And only those who believe in our verses and those who, when they are reminded of them, reminded of our verses, they fall down in prostration and they glorify the praises of God, and they are not arrogant. Which the first thing reading of this is like, I don't think this has happened to me. I mean, I've cried to God, and I've prayed with all my heart, and I've prayed while crying. But like, the only true believers in our revelation are those who, when it is recited to them, fall into prostration and glorify the praises of their Lord and are not too proud. I can't even imagine that this happened to the Prophet every time, for example. And even the strongest believers, it doesn't happen every time. So I don't think every time is the answer. I think maybe just once. Is once enough? The ones, when they're reminded of them, they fall down prostrating. Also, this is why we're called a sajda. This word is sujda, which comes from the same root as sajda. Not too proud, very easy to understand. It's just the when you go down immediately and pray is a bit interesting. وَسَبَّحُوا بِحَمْدِ رَبِّهِمْ. I mean, there is still a beauty to it. Like, there's an irreverence here that's beautiful. I have used the C word earlier, and religion does sometimes feel like a cult. And like having this type of fanatic appreciation, fanatic focus on an entity. If you were doing this towards a human, I would agree. It's very culty and problematic. But because God is the creator of all, it becomes respectful, you know? It's kind of strange. There's a lot of things that apply that are good for God but bad for humans. Domination and submission. God technically dominates all of us. We are submitting all to Him. He owns us all. But humans owning other humans, maybe not the best. تتجافى جنوبهم عن المضاجع يدعون ربهم خوفا وطمعا ومما رزقناهم ينفقون. They forsake their sides from their beds, and they call their Lord in fear and in hope, and of what we have provided for them, they spend. Again, I'm struggling to get up at 5 a.m. to eat and pray. So, like, I definitely feel like I can do this better. But, I mean, abandoning their beds is a tough one. For me, at least, and for me in this state. Invoking their Lord with hope and fear. I also need to work on this, I think, for myself. Because my default mode is to give praise and to give thanks and to be grateful for what I have rather than to hope and to fear the future. My default mode is to accept what is happening to me more often than wanting more or wanting less. The more that I find my faith, the less that I find myself asking out of hope and fear. And donating for what we have provided for them. Yeah, definitely. فلا تعلم نفس ما أخفي لهم من قرة أعين جزاء بما كانوا يعملون. No soul knows. I'm trying to make it English grammar. What has been hidden for them from the comfort of eyes as a reward for what they used to do. I like that. قرة أعين. No soul knows what it is expecting. I had an idea of what might be in store for me, but I guess I don't know. بما كانوا يعملون. أفمن كان مؤمنا كمن كان فاسقا لا يستوون. Is the one who was a believer the same as the one who was defined disobedient? They are not equal. I don't know why this makes me sad. I do know why this makes me sad, because I'm thinking of someone specifically. أما الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات فلهم جنات المأوى نزلا بما كانوا يعملون. نزلا بما كانوا يعملون. أما الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات فلهم جنات المأوى نزلا بما كانوا يعملون. Yeah.
نزلا.
Okay, so it's by itself it's nuzulan, but if you say it together it's nuzulam bima kanu ya'malun. Interesting. As for those who believe and do good deeds, then for them is the gardens of refuge. Hospitality for what they used to do. They will have the gardens of eternal residence as an accommodation for what they used to do. وأما الذين فسقوا فمأواهم النار كلما أرادوا أن يخرجوا منها أعيدوا فيها وقيل لهم ذوقوا عذاب النار الذي كنتم به تكذبون. But as for those who are defiantly disobedient, their refuge is the fire. Every time they wish to get out of it, they will be returned to it. And it will be said to them, taste the torment of fire that you used to deny. Yeah, pretty clear tree. This, whenever they try to escape, they'll be forced back to it. Is no bueno. You don't want to be there. وَلَنُذِيقَنَّهُمْ مِنَ الْعَذَابِ الْأَدْنَى دُونَ الْعَذَابِ الْأَكْبَرِ لَعَلَّهُمْ يَرْجِعُونَ. This is exactly what I was talking about. And we will make them taste from the torment that is nearer. Here the word dun means before. Min dun, we talked about it during Qawm Lut. Min dun al-nisa, min dun Allah. We use the word quite a lot. So here they're using dun al-adhab al-akbar. Doesn't mean without, it means before. But it's not min dun, it's dun. Anyway, they will taste the torment that is nearer before the torment that is bigger, aka hellfire, so that they may return. So the minor torment in this life before the major torment in the hereafter, which I kind of understand. So perhaps they will return. لَعَلَّهُمْ يَرْجِعُونَ. So the way that God tries to guide us, ironically, is to make us suffer. Which is very strange. I guess it's kind of like we're roaming blindly. And if you head down the wrong path, you will suffer. And that is your indication that it is the wrong path. If technically you walk towards the light the whole time, it'll be fine. But I feel like everybody, in this world, we all make mistakes. Everybody suffers sometime. Some just learn faster than the others. And just because you learn the lesson doesn't mean that you're not going to learn the lesson down the line. You might do good your whole life, and then you might get tempted a lot later. Always be on your guard. Always be on your toes. وَمَنْ أَظْلَمُ مِمَّنْ ذُكِّرَ بِآيَاتِ رَبِّهِ ثُمَّ أَعْرَضَ عَنْهَا إِنَّ مِنَ الْمُجْرِمِينَ مُنْتَقِمُونَ. And who is more unjust than he who is reminded of our verses of his Lord, and then he turns away from it? Indeed, we are from the criminals taking retribution. It's this line of questioning, and who does more wrong? The one who's reminded of God's revelations and then turns away? I don't know, the one who makes other people suffer? The one who inflicts pain and torment and torture? I always struggle with this line of it's obviously rhetorical, right? Or surely inflicts punishment upon the wicked. وَلَقَدْ آتَيْنَا مُوسَى الْكِتَابَ فَلَا تَكُنْ فِي مِرْيَةٍ مِّن لِقَائِهِ وَجَعَلْنَاهُ هُدًى لِبَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ. And we have certainly given Moses the scripture, so do not be in doubt about receiving it. So do not be in doubt about meeting it. لقائه.
لقائه.
Yeah, لقائه, because it's supposed to be stopped. فلا تكن في مرية من لقائه. We gave Moses the scriptures, so do not be in doubt from meeting it, from receiving it. Do not be in doubt that Moses received it. Do not be in doubt of your meeting with Moses. There we go. There's the meeting. Do not be in doubt of your meeting with Moses. Yay, I'm not retarded. I mean, I might be. Who knows? We'll see. لا تكن في مرية من لقائه. لقد آتينا موسى الكتاب فلا تكن في مرية من لقائه. We have given Moses the scriptures, so do not be in doubt of meeting it. Meeting it makes more sense, but it could be a metaphorical meeting, the meeting of Moses' scripture, or the meeting of Moses. Or is it talking about the meeting of the Day of Judgment? And then it says, وَجَعَلْنَاهُ هُدًى لِبَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ, and we made it as a guidance for the children of Israel. وَجَعَلْنَا مِنْهُمْ أَئِمَّةً يَهْدَوْنَ بِأَمْرِنَا لَمَّا صَبَرُوا وَكَانُوا بِآيَاتِنَا يُوقِنُونَ. And we made from amongst them leaders, guiding by our command when they were patient. very importantly, they were patient. And they were, of our verses, certain. Not just prophets, kings, messengers. Yeah, I mean, the Israelites are supposed to be they are supposed to be the chosen children to guide the world into faith. Why they do not is beyond me. إن ربك هو يفصل بينهم يوم القيامة فيما كانوا فيه يختلفون. Indeed, your Lord is the one who will judge between them on the day of resurrection about what they used to differ in. Yeah, we've seen this time and time again. Not just the Jews, but also the Christians, the Muslims. Everybody that differs, God will judge between us. أولم يهدي لهم كم أهلكنا من قبلهم من القرون يمشون في مساكنهم إن في ذلك لآيات أفلا يسمعون. Did he not guide for them how many we have destroyed from before them, from generations that walk about in their dwellings? Indeed, in that is a sign. Then do they not hear? Do they not hear? Will they not listen? It's interesting, because you can argue that they don't listen now, right? The so-called people that have taken the identity of Israel. I know there's a difference between the old Israel and the new Israel, but they've taken that identity for a reason. And so there is a connection. Will they not listen? How many people were destroyed before them and the ruins still pass by? Will you not listen? Look, listen. I hear Navi from Legend of Zelda. Listen. Yeah. Alright. Test is coming. I mean, we're always in the test, but still. أولم يروا أن نسوق الماء إلى الأرض الجرز فنخرج به زرعا تأكل منه أنعامهم وأنفسهم أفلا يبصرون. Do they not see that we drive the water into the land as barren, and we bring forth crops that eat from it their cattle and themselves? Then do they not see? Now this is something that they can see. And I like that it was, do you not hear, when it's about the stories of old, because you have to hear that. And I like that you can literally see how God works if you look at everything. ويقولون متى هذا الفتح إن كنتم صادقين. And they say, when is this decision or the opening? If you are truthful. The reason why I say opening is because there's a verse in the Quran, there's a chapter in the Quran called الفتح. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح ورأيت الناس يدخلون دين الله أفواجا فسبح بحمد ربك واستغفر إنه كان توابا. If the victory of God and the decision or the opening has come, and you see people coming into the religion of God in waves, then glorify with the praises of God and seek forgiveness. Indeed, he was the acceptor of forgiveness, Tawaba. So that refers to a moment where, so when that verse was revealed, the way that I heard it from my mom is that when that verse about Surah Al-Fatih was revealed to the Prophet, he knew that at that point his job was going to be done, because people of the world were coming into the religion in waves. Again, I feel like the Quran is timeless. I feel like there's going to be one more moment where that happens again. But they ask, when is the day of the final decision if what you say is true? قل يوم الفتح لا ينفع الذين كفروا إيمانهم ولا هم ينظرون. Say on the day of the decision, it will not benefit those who disbelieve. Their belief will not benefit them, nor will they be granted respite or saved or given time. On the day of decision, it will not benefit the disbelievers to believe then, nor will they be delayed. I kind of understand. But it just says their faith will not help them. Their belief will not benefit them. And the way that I understand it, like whatever they believed in up to that point is not going to help them. You know what I mean? وَلَا هُمْ يُنظَرُونَ. فَأَعْرِضْ عَنْهُمْ وَانْتَظِرْ إِنَّهُمْ مُنْتَظِرُونَ. So turn away from them and wait. Indeed, they too are waiting. Dun dun dun. Yeah, that's it for today. I had fun. I hope you did too. Anyway, صدق الله العلي العظيم. I will catch you guys inshallah tomorrow. I have a 7 a.m. shift. Oh yeah, I have a new job, so my schedule is going to change, but in a month. Anyway, we'll get into Surah Al-Ahzab, which means the chapter of, I want to say the sections, the parties, the teams, it might be referring to someone specifically, but anyway. I'm happy that we're going through these chapters quicker. Not that I did very well with Ar-Rum. I messed up Ar-Rum. I definitely have to redo it one day. But I'm happy. This was good. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. I love you. Ma'as salama. Bye.